Hi again. Well, today I've got a good treat for you. Everybody wrote and said, Jay, I love your Q&A sessions in the Tony Robbins segment. And I said, great. You like those? I'm going to one-up them. Today I'm going to give you 3. Got a lot more coming. Today I'm going to have 3 different Q&A sessions for you to watch. The first one is really interesting. Somebody stands up to the mic and asks me, Jay, how do I get quality people to work with and for me when I got no money to pay them? Does that sound familiar to a lot of you smaller businesses? Listen to my answer. Number 2, a person comes up and says, Jay, how do we get our work done while working on our business? The old on our business, in our business dilemma. How do we get the business to work harder for us than we work for it? How do we be strategic instead of tactical? I'm not going to tell you till you watch my answer, but I think you're going to enjoy it and grow from it. Finally, a woman says, Jay, I can sell my products to distributors, but the public won't buy them. What do I do to sell them through? Very interesting dilemma. All of these answers are designed, first of all, to provoke your thinking, stretch your paradigm, and secondly, to connect the dots and show you not just how to act, but how to transact like a strategic marketing maven. So watch, enjoy.
So for a business that is going to grow, okay, so we are thinking I will need people to do certain technology things that I don't have adequate staff for that, and promotion and so on. And I'm thinking, okay, so I'm starting from a place that I'm okay, comfortable, but don't have tons of money. How do I look at either hiring employees?
Okay, I got it. Your question is, how can I get resources I need when I have limited knowledge or limited amounts of money? First, you do joint ventures. We've got a panel, which I may or may not get to. It has 43 different things you can do with joint ventures, strategic alliances. You find someone else that has the piece of the puzzle you don't. You either give them compensation in the form of percentage of the increased sales, the reduction if it's savings. You give them a deferred income. If you can't afford them now, you trade them if you got something they want, or you can get something they want. You give them an equity in the future. You do something that is performance-based if you don't have money. If you don't know who you can trust and who you don't, you interview a lot of people and you ask a lot of really good questions and you listen to their answers and you get an incredible education so you can make really good discriminating choices. Next.
We're a small company, just a few of us. With the assessment that handed out, there was 39 things that I know we should be doing all of them.
Oh, you guys got that. It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Very. I mean,
So what's your question?
How do we get that done and our work?
Okay,
how do we run our business?
Okay, the answer is very simple. Again, you joint venture. You find other people who can do that, and if you can figure out how to segregate, monetize, quantify the profit or the savings, you let them do it for you in terms of a profit center. One other thing I'm going to say, one of my very dear friends is one of the preeminent effectiveness coaches in the world. He says most people are so ineffective it's scary, and we think you don't have that time. You said that, but they're wasting 90% of their time. Chet's going to talk about that. I agree with him. You should look at the activities you've done for a month or two. He'll say that. You should break down the 3 most important activities your company pays you to do, even if you're a one-person company. You should break each activity into 3 or 4 or 5 processes. You should value rank your performance in those processes on 3 different criteria. One is relevance, one is passion, and one is relevance, passion, competence. If it's not relevant and you're doing it, it's dumb. Give it to somebody. You can pay $10 an hour or defer. If you're dispassionate about it, you're okay at it, you're working 5 times as hard, or give it to somebody else. If you're not competent at it, give it to somebody else and do what you need to do most strategically for the betterment of the business. Yes? Where? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even see that line. Excuse me. You snuck up on me. Go ahead.
Hello, thank you. I am good at selling business to business.
Okay.
But then when the business doesn't sell to the customer.
Okay. So what should you do?
To the end, what should I do?
You should have turnkey programs that help the businesses sell to the customer. It's pretty self-explanatory. That'll be your distinguishing advantage. You go to them and say, anybody can sell you these products or services, but only I can give you turnkey systems to sell it through to your end result. And just do that.
Turnkey?
Turnkey means they don't have to do anything but take what you give them and apply it. Whether it's you give them sales training for their salespeople, you give them letters to send to their prospects or their accounts or their retailers or the distributors. You give them emails. You do it all for them. Does that make sense?
Okay. I do it for the business.
Yeah, you sell to the business who resells to the consumer.
Right.
But they aren't selling to the consumer. So you're great at loading them up, but it's not selling through. Well, if it's not selling through and they don't know how to do it, but you just learned how to do it, doesn't it make sense that if you help them do it, they're not only going to sell more, but they're going to love you for helping them? Okay.